Alright, what's up everybody? We are on episode 32 of Death Note, which is called Selection. Very interesting title. I mean, I feel like the titles in this show are always interesting because they get me to immediately speculate what, those titles in particular are then referring to, right? And Selection now, I mean, it's very easy to immediately think about how last episode ended with Light, who had picked a new guy to own the Death Note, right? Who was called Teru Mikami, I feel. And so, yeah, there's a lot to still learn about that character, and I wonder how large his role is exactly going to be, because let's face it, we have only 6 episodes left, so it's not like the story can still go in too many directions, and I don't know if it's enough time to really be establishing a whole new, character that's going to play a big role. At the same time, what I thought about Selection could potentially mean is referring back to the selection process, right, that we found out about, where L had originally had these two people, Mello and Nia, who were in this selection process to become the new L. I think in the case of when he would die or have to be succeeded or something, right? And that's the thing, that selection process was never truly finished. So because of that, there was never any of the two picked to follow him up, right? Nia was the one, I think they even mentioned that Nia was the one who was on track to become that. And Nia definitely does seem, in my opinion, to be the character out of the two that most resembles, L as well, to the point where I don't even understand why it was still a question, of the two of them, clearly Nia is, I mean, honestly, Nia also comes across just as the smartest out of the two. Like, Mello is very... Yeah, I said that in the beginning already, but like Mello reminds me more of Light, oddly enough, than he does of L to me. But at the same time, Mello also has this super, well, I don't know if reckless is the right word, but I feel like he doesn't even necessarily think things through always, you know what I mean? Whereas Nia definitely possesses the intellect that both L but also Light, honestly, really possesses. So yeah, I'm curious to see, where that goes. Like for Mello, it's at the same time very unclear to me right now what role he's still going to play. Because last episode, like coming off of that father episode where he escaped, but all of his men got killed, and he was kind of just on his own now and stuff, right? And he even walked up back to Nier and stuff to collect the photo, and it's like, okay, what's Mello's next plan? We saw him at that airport, just kind of looking at the scene with the TV crew guy, who was about to have people raid Nia's place and stuff. We saw him witness that, but that was it. And so I don't understand what direction the show is heading in, with some of these characters, really. So yeah, it's fascinating, like I said, because we definitely are sort of, we're slowly reaching the end point of the show. And so where are these last episodes going to go? Maybe one more thing to quickly mention is, of course, that, Light is kind of figuring out for himself how he should be still dealing with all these, the police people around him, and they keep going back and forth, right? And their suspicions, where at first they weren't suspecting him anymore, then they were, now they're not really. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, once again, super curious to see where it goes from here. And so, with that being said, we're going to dive into episode 32, but of course, do let me quickly remind you that if you enjoy my reactions here to Death Note, you can actually finish the entire show already with me right now over on my Patreon. That is linked on top of the description. Over there, we have all episodes up until 37, so the entire show, like I said, available for you to check out. My edited reactions, as well as, of course, my full-length reactions, if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. It's all up there for you to check out. Your support is very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place, so go and check it out. And then for now, let's dive into episode 32 of Death Note. Going right back to Teru's killings. Yeah, of the TV crew. I'm not gonna lie, I won't miss that guy though. Aren't they always? What does that mean? Who are these guys reflected in his eyes? I assume part of his history. Oh, could this episode be entirely kind of focused on him? That would be something. Well, he's gonna play a big part at least. Are we maybe gonna see how he gets the Death Note, or does he already have it at this point? I wonder how these characters can think so black and white, you know? This guy should watch Attack on Titan. Okay, he was protecting a kid from some bullies. Or did he get bullied himself?
被害者のその言葉だけで私は何度でも助けたいと思った。ついには自分の正義を証明した。
Yeah, I can understand how experiences like that can shape you to, you know, think this way. He had to stand up for a lot of kids. Oh. Like, what am I looking at? It was books.
悪に立ち向かえば立ち向かうほど敵は増えるだけだった。被害者は加害者になり、傍観者たちも悪に強要されて敵になった。正義は貫かなければならない。そのためには悪を削除するしかない。そんな私の唯一の理解者であり、味方なのは女で一つで私を育てた母だった。
Oh.
いや、母のはずだった。
She died?
世の中すべて自分の思い通りにはならないのよ。あなた一人が頑張ったって何か。
母親は間違っていた。正義ではなかった。削除されるべき側の人間だった。
Don't tell me he was responsible or what? A miracle. Oh, okay.
加害者であった4人が無免許運転で暴走し、全員が死亡。巻き込まれた一般人。
Yep, that's her, I guess then, right? Yep.
その1名。
Oh my god.
この削除で喜ぶ者が確実にいるはずなのだ。
Well, it seems he did.
加害者は絶対に。いや、クラスのほぼ全員が心のどこかで。
Damn, dude, this story is so crazy.
当然のことであり、そうあるべきなのだ。どこにでも必ず存在価値のない、そして成人に近くなるほど改心させることを
So they must be deleted.
削除するしかない。
Yep. God. Okay, I can definitely. This guy definitely
不思議なことに、私が
got me into his mindset.
たびたび削除された。悪には天罰が下る。下らなければ。
Okay, so Kira was responsible perhaps for, you know? I wonder, like, when exactly did Kira start popping up? Oh, that's when he read about it? Yeah, okay, that's the first time. So then he automatically thought Kira was also perhaps responsible for everything that happened before when it wasn't really like that, but he just doesn't know. You talking about Kira's kingdom? Oh shit, that's when he got it. I can totally understand why, when all of this plays out, you must believe that it's real, you know, that like, this is God. Wow, what a backstory, man. It's so easy to understand his perspective all of a sudden, you know?
Mikami は僕の指示がある前にデメガを殺したが、それではキラの考えを世に伝える代弁者がいなくなってしまう。僕もこの状態では動けない。キラは何も言ってこない。
So does Light just completely trust him?
号外号外、新しい展開ですよ。
キラがデメ側に変わる代弁者を選んだんです。見てください。
この女。
Oh shit, it's her?
高田清美。
Wait, wasn't he supposed to go on a date with her or something?
NHN の看板アナウンサーか。
Oh, star ankle woman now?
キラもいい趣味ですよね。
Well, that's a little convenient, isn't it?
間違いない。この子はライト君の大学時代。
He knows.
対処が早いな、三上。しかし、彼女と僕が関係を持っていることは。
Yeah.
いや、選択としては悪くない。彼女を知っている僕からは出ない発想だ。逆にやりやすくなったと。
Hmm. It's kind of convenient.
かつて討論番組に出た時に話したことがある。
I mean, it's not like she knows who Kira is, of course.
キラ問題に触れると目の色が変わった。その後も何度か個人的に話したが、彼女は明らかにキラ寄りの考え方を持っている。元彼女を代弁者に選ぶのは目立ちすぎる。
Yeah, that's exactly what makes it a good choice. But I wonder if Teru had any idea about that. Probably not, right?
実は彼女とは大学時代にかなり親しくしていた仲なんです。
Yeah, he just admits to it.
キラが彼女に指示を出し、
That's good. That just makes him look less suspicious.
彼女からキラへの糸口を掴んでいくのが今できる最良の手段だと思います。僕は彼女の今の携帯番号も知っていますし、僕が会ってほしいと言えば必ず会ってくれます。
すごい自信だね。さすがライト君。
I think Matsuda's a little jealous of that, yeah.
難しいでしょう。キラ崇拝者です。でも逆に
I can't remember, but was she already like that in the scenes that we saw with her? I mean, I think it was only literally one scene.
ただ実際には何もしていない。だから僕が警察に入っていることを明かし、どう動くべきかキラに指示を出すよう呼びかけてくれと持ちかけるんです。
高田アナとの会話はこちらにも聞かせてもらいたい。
はい、構いません。
もしもし。
高田さん、八神です。
八神くん、久しぶりね。何か？
高田さん、
Familiar voice.
大事な話があるんだ。
でもそうでもなければ八神くんが連絡してくることもなかったんじゃないかしら。
What is this music kicking in right now? Oh no.
でもこうしてお互い社会人として仕事を通じてでもきっかけができたのなら、
Don't.
そこに運命を感じずに。
Oh god, don't do what I was worried he was gonna do.
仕事って？
僕は今警察
Charm her into it.
どうしても会って直接話したいことが。まずは会って話を聞いてもらうだけでもいい。二人だけで。
Oh my god, just the voice that he puts on, dude. Can't fucking stand it.
わかった。僕がホテルを取り。
Yeah, you do that, dude.
天音さんと暮らしてると記憶してるけど。
Exactly.
今も仲良くやってるんでしょ？
いや、
We're having some issues right now.
彼女は僕のパートナーとしては
Oh my
知
god.
性が足りなくて。
もっち
Yeah, you better not let Misa know about any of this.
何でもしてくれてミサ楽だけど、もう5日よ。
はい。
これライトに秘密なんでしょ。
はい。
Oh, he will want to keep you in here a little longer.
浮気するかもって思うのが普通じゃん。絶対やきもちや。
Is this Mello?
この女が第二のキラだとニアたちは教えてきた。
Oh shit. Mello is investigating her.
天然のバカ女が本当に。
Yeah, I mean, she's not Kira anymore. That's the thing, of course.
取ろうとはしてくれない。
She knows nothing.
キラが私と連絡を取りたくても取れない状況にあるとしたら、まずは高田と接触するはず。
キラはその存在が害であると判断したもののみならず、能力ある人間がその能力を社会貢献に生かさず、無駄に生きることを許しません。
怠け者は殺すってことか？
嘘だろ？
やりすぎだ、三上。いや、まだ早すぎる。
You just know, like, he has a plan. And the question is, what is it? How is he going to execute it? How is he gonna deceive this woman this time?
会いたかった。
うしたんだライト君。黙ってしまって早く切り出さないと怪しまれる。
ヒデさん、恋愛してるんですか？
何?
いいムードです。
The mood's good. If it's silent, that's good.
ごめんなさい。キラ。
今キラって言ったぞ。まさかキラから直接。
Oh shit.
運よく電話に出られれば。三上、運を呼び込めるか。
急に会うことになって。
そのものと電話を交われ。
Oh shit. Well, there we go.
電話を代わってほしいと。
お前を選んだのはやはり正解。
Oh man. What's he gonna do though?
もし本物なら危険だぞ。
11月26日。5枚。何のことです？
Huh?
よし、三上。どこまで悟れている？
監視されている。
はい。あなたは本当にキラなんですか？
私に今裁きをしろと。桜テレビを。なんとしても。
Oh, okay, yeah. To prove. So, okay, he just gets the suspicion off of him, I guess, right?
本物だ。
三上、はい、お前は期待以上だ。
何？盗聴器を外す？仕方がない。
いいかい、清美。僕がキラなんだ。そう、僕がキラ。
Damn, okay.
ただそれだけのことだ。
That's all.
八神くんがキラ。あなたは私の人生の中で私が認め尊敬できた唯一の男性。
Okay, well, I guess I see what he's doing.
僕と共に新世界の女神に。
He's just gathering new assets, right?
八神くん。
Yeah, literally that. I mean, Teru was his new asset, now she's part of it too. In the meantime, he got a suspicion off with these guys.
うまく取りなしてくれました。彼女と付き合う形を取り。
Yeah, of course you are. He can just continue the mission now without worries. Damn, what was that look on Ryuk's face? That wasn't looking too good. Alright, well, let's go to the review. I almost can't believe how well that plan actually went with the way that Light now managed to essentially openly communicate to his new assets, you know, both Teru, who he made clear that it was God talking to him, right, Kira? And then also this new, this new asset of his, you could say. I think she's called Kiyomi Takara, I guess? I'm never good with Japanese names, guys, but yeah, like he could freely communicate to her once all the wiretaps were removed and stuff that like he was Kira in fact, while at the same time literally proving to the police guys before that he was talking to Kira on the phone and therefore getting the suspicion off of him, right? Everything is going according to plan, and I kind of was wondering there at the end, like what is his plan actually here? Like what's he really doing here? And it really was as simple as like, nah dude, he's just, like I said, setting up a new team for himself here. That's just what he's doing. And I will say, like, I can't help but think, for as good as everything went, that ultimately it will have to all come crashing down at him and, you know, like, on him to some extent. Because this is, like, this is not sustainable, I feel, where you're keeping Misa kind of out of the picture, right? And now you're having a new woman that you're going to be dating and stuff. Like the moment Misa finds out about this, that's not going to be good. Then again, Misa, like, she doesn't have the Death Note anymore and stuff, right? So it's like, what can she actually do? Yeah, not much. So I don't know, dude. I really wonder what the ending of the show is going to look like, because I had always figured, but I could be entirely wrong about it, but I had always figured that like the end of the show is going to be everybody's going to find out that he's Kira and they're going to be coming after him. And somehow, I mean, he's either going to be able to get away with it, or he's going to just, he's going to die or something. Like that always just seemed like the natural, you know, like ending for it, but it could be something else entirely. In all honesty, like I said, we just don't have that much longer left. That being said, honestly, the most interesting part of this episode by far was definitely just the beginning, the first half, I guess, the first 10 minutes, where they delved into Teru Mikami's backstory. And I absolutely love that part, because you know, like I said, I mean, it starts off, well, yeah, he had such a black and white kind of view, right? That he immediately talks about. And I find that hard to relate to. I don't look at the world like that, where I'm like, oh yeah, you know, there's good people and there's evil people. I think it's just too simplistic of a view, and especially, you know, I briefly mentioned it in the episode, but coming off of a show like Attack on Titan, the whole point of that show, the whole message is not everything is black and white, right? And that's something, like I said, that I very much agree with. And so seeing these kinds of characters, it's very hard to then relate to that. But at the same time, they show you these scenarios where suddenly it's actually very easy to understand their worldview. And so with this Teru guy, they showed how in his primary school days, I guess, he was always protecting kids from being bullied, right? And so obviously witnessing things like that, yeah, you tend to just look at the bullies as evil and the people being, you know, bullied as like good, but victims, obviously. And then he had this mom who actually, you know, who kind of told him to like just stay away from trouble, I guess, really, right? Which he saw as therefore a really bad thing, right? Like, oh, she was just, you know, telling him like, let the bullies bully those kids or whatever, right? As long as you're not involved. It's just about like self-preservation and self-defense, I guess, at the end of the day to her. And the event that then happens is like, oh shit, these bullies actually all together in their car were driving recklessly and they get into this accident where literally his own mother becomes a victim of the same accident and just basically all of them get killed. And therefore looks at it as like divine retribution. This must be a sign of God. And I can, once again, you can only understand that when something this random happens that punishes all those people who you looked at as like bad or who you didn't agree with, especially, you know, again, taking in mind his mom there as well, it's totally understandable that he starts believing that like his worldview is a justified one and that there's a God out there who's agreeing with him at the same time, right? Yeah, and then all this stuff happens with Kira that he sees on the news. Then he even tries reaching out to him and literally gets handed this death note and gets a direct, handshake or whatever, like, come and help me out from Kira, who is seen as God. And so again, it's like super, super understandable that this guy has become entirely, just religious, really, right? And yeah, I don't know. I love that because again, it's giving you a perspective that you generally find hard to comprehend, but then actually seeing what led him to become the way he is, you can entirely relate to it and totally see why he's like that, right? So all in all, I absolutely loved the way they delved into that there, in the beginning of the episode. At the same time, of course, I mean, I don't want to make this review too much longer, but still find it fascinating how we do get these little glimpses at, for example, Mello, who was investigating Misa, but obviously there's nothing to find there anymore. Didn't really get any looks at Near in this episode. So, you know, Near was definitely getting more and more convinced, right, that Light must be Kira. And so I feel like the next time we're going to see Near, he is going to try and really, you know, get to the bottom of this all. But then at the same time, again, where's the whole thing with Mello still gonna go? We keep getting these little teases of him, but it's just not going anywhere. And I'm like, it's gonna go somewhere, obviously, but eventually I feel like all of this, there's just gonna be this crossroads and like everybody's gonna be meeting in the middle, and I'm waiting for the boom is what I'm saying, I guess, but it could still be a wow. Obviously, that could be the real big sort of climax, or maybe the event that happens right before the true climax or whatever of the show. So it's kind of just what I'm waiting for. But all in all, guys, really enjoyed this episode. Thought it was great. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to it, of course. If you enjoy these reactions, you can already finish the entire ride with me. All episodes up until 37, so the entire show is up right now over my Patreon. That is linked on top of the description. Along with, of course, full-length reactions if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. So go and check that out. Your support is very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.